And before we go live, smash that like button, turn on notifications, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss a beat. Hey everyone, welcome back to Toy Habits. I'm Michael.
And I'm the Toy Sorceress, and you're watching Toy Habits Live. Well, Michael, it's been an exciting couple of days, and we're here a little late because I've been getting over a head cold, so my apologies. But I think it's good timing because now we can talk about what's happened the last couple of days.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I think with what 26 figures or so being revealed, it takes a little time to sink in. So it's nice to actually sit.
31, I think, actually.
Yeah,
31 sets.
It's nice to sit and simmer and take a look at this and also hear everybody else's reactions, what they pre-ordered, and would love to hear all the stuff. Sure, it was everybody had a fantastic Monday. It was such a surprise that they just dropped all these figures just in one bunch.
Yeah, it was like a tidal wave of reveals, right?
Oh, totally.
a lot for us to simmer on, to cover, and then, my God, all of those pre-orders going up all at once. That was insanity.
That was
in a good
crazy.
way, I guess.
Yeah, that was nuts. Yeah. That was nuts. A lot of coin was dropped, but we won't get charged until they ship. So that's good.
I know. Did your eyes bug out when you saw like the grand total? And I tried to split it up into Masterverse and Origins so I didn't feel so bad, but still, because if not, then it would have been way worse.
Number. I definitely was in shock when the total came up. I was like, $600, really?
Oh my God. I know. I know.
It's a lot. All right, let's say a quick hello to the chat before we kick things off. We got Lord Hoagie, what's up? Beast Mode, Matt at Arms, Tyler Holt, Joseph K, what is up? Luis Gonzalez, Frank, how are you? Lizard King, I can do anything. Namor, Adam, my buddy's Customs, what is up? Cowabunga Dude, starting to see some familiar faces. Pickle Dude, we got Night Train, Vex Doppel is in the house, what is up? Jason, Fritz, let's see, Antonio, what's happening? Brian Stadler, the Baroness of Toys is in the house, one of our Toy Habits crew members.
Yeah.
MOTU Origins collector, Cass. We got a lot of people showing up. Helder, Ian, Jace Traber's in the house. On you 83, Pickle D, Nelson A. Okay, I think we got us. We'll say hi to Clint. He is also another one of our Toy Habits crew members. And we also have Daniel, who is one of our Toy Habits crew members. And thank you, Daniel, for the super chat. As always, Daniel runs the Amazing Soundtracks with Birdman channel, and you can see him over at his channel where he discusses movies and soundtracks that we all love. All right, a couple more. King Panther, Fright Zone, Night Train. All right, I think I'm done.
Yeah, we're good. But hi to everybody in the chat, and thank you guys all for your patience and waiting till midweek to hear from us. But we have a lot of great things to talk about, and I think it was worth the wait, actually, right?
Oh yes, most definitely. And before we kick off the Mattel reveals, we wanted to just send a special shout out to the inaugural Toy Habits crew, Trenton, Nomad Giraffe, Ryan, Frankie, Dave, Mr. Home Arcade, Allison, Tom, Clint, Christian, Brick Something, Daniel, Tim, Charlie, Pride of Grayskull, Baroness of Toys, and Payne's Toy Samples. They are our Toy Habits crew. Last week we rolled out membership tiers, and if you want to join the Toy Habits crew, head over to our YouTube homepage and click on them and check them out. All right, so let's actually get started because we have a lot of stuff to go through, and what we can do is kick it off with Wave 9. So there was there was somebody in the chat who had asked, it was Brian, what percentage of this list was leaked? I would say most of them. leaked
Oh.
by us.
I think we leaked most of it. Right?
Yeah, the only thing that we didn't have was the official images, which came on Monday. And so it was a combination of us and other people out there just looking and kind of digging around for what they could find. And a lot of the stuff we found on Amazon and on Walmart. So we kind of knew what was coming, but we actually didn't know what the wave arrangements would be. So let's kick things off with Buzz Off. So yeah, very different interpretation of Buzz Off.
Mm-hmm. He's very much inspired by the Revelation cartoon, of course. If you remember, he was in that scene, that battle scene with like all the characters in it, and Buzz Off came flying in. So you can tell, like, especially in his face sculpt, it's very reminiscent of the animated look.
Yeah. I kind of like this because there's really not much you can do with Buzz Off. He's pretty much been the same. The interesting thing is, like, I've never seen Buzz Off with wrist cuffs. Like that's the only thing that's bugging me about the sculpt.
You're absolutely right. I mean, but that's kind of a cool added detail.
Yeah.
I don't mind it so much. I think his jaw maybe is a little too square, or so there's something different in the face that's throwing me off a little bit. But
yeah, definitely that 6 a.m. release was pretty harsh. So it's definitely hard. I'd rather them release stuff at midnight than 6 a.m. personally, but it's all good.
Yeah, that was really difficult.
What is up, Miss Allison? Another one of our Toy Habits crew members. Glad you could join us here. We are actually just getting started. So Buzz Off looks really, he looks really good for a Masterverse figure. I love the helmet and what they did with the wings and also his legs too. And that little extra piece of chest armor is really cool because, again, there's really not much you can do with Buzz Off.
Yeah, and I was going to say also, like, it looks kind of like, I don't know if it's kind of reflective or like his little goggles on his helmet that look a little different. Those are pretty cool, actually, the way they did that finish on them.
Yeah, most definitely. Vex says the helmet feels very 2000X. Yeah, I kind of get those feels too. I kind of like the direction that they're going with this Masterverse line, and also introducing some more 2000X figures into the Origins line too. All right, moving on to Prince Adam. Love that they used the smaller buck for Prince Adam. He would have looked really weird as more of a beefy buck.
Oh, definitely. This one is like he stepped right out of the cartoon, the Revelation cartoon series. This is exactly what he looked like. It's a total animated sculpt, and I love that they did a nod to kind of like the classics figure and included the laughing head. That was pretty cool of them.
Yeah, and the laughing head actually looks pretty good. I don't know. I think that'll sit in my accessory bin. But what about the glittery power sword? It kind of looks like it's dipped in I don't know, like, what is it? The ice cream topping.
It does, like the little sprinkles.
Sprinkles,
right? Yeah, and I guess it's supposed to be sort of like his transformation sword, like he's turning into He-Man. And it's hard to tell if, the whole sword's going to have any kind of translucency to it. It looks pretty opaque from here. But it would be kind of cool if it was in a slightly translucent plastic with the glittery thing, because then at least maybe if you shine a light into it or something, you can do kind of the transformation scene.
Yeah. My buddy's customs, Prince Adam will go perfect with my custom painted transforming He-Man. I'll definitely be swapping that sword out with a painted He-Man, or my painted He-Man. Yeah, I can't wait to see what you create, Mr. Buddy's Customs. So Baroness of Toys, someone referred to him as Disney Prince Adam, hence the animated look.
That definitely looks like a Disney Prince Adam.
It's giraffe is hilarious. That's birthday cake flavored power. It's so funny because I got that. You get that like birthday cake ice cream, vibes with that one, right?
Oh, that's what it reminded me of, the birthday cake ice cream. Exactly.
Yeah. So funny. Allison, I'm hoping that Origins follows this lead and introduces Teen Buck and gives us 2000X inspired Prince Adam. Yeah, I think so too. I think that'd be awesome. All right, let's move on to Merman. And yeah, I think Merman, he probably reuses that same Revelation buck that they reused the first time, just put on bigger armor, right?
That, and they put back his eye.
Yeah.
Now you can actually see out of both
Details,
eyes,
right?
which is great. That always bothered me about him. I loved that first Merman, but I'm like, I was always tempted just like to paint an eyeball in there. Now I
Yeah.
won't have to, so that's
Right.
cool.
That's funny, but yeah, I love the armor and the way it turned out. It actually, I like that it's a lot more oversized because that Merman looks a lot thinner.
Yeah, it helps kind of bulk him up, and it definitely differentiates him from like the other Mermans we have in our collection. So it's nice to have like a different style in this scale.
Yes, Merman looks good. The armor is weird, but close enough. I don't know. I kind of like it going back around his neck. It gives him a different look.
I mean, it
gives
matches
him,
the rest of his. It's like stylized.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I wish instead, Allison, I wish instead of that first Merman, they'd done this with the scar behind the armor and the swappable head that felt, oh, it totally did. Yeah, they could have just, made this, a figure with 2 head sculpts and a piece of armor. So totally get that.
But then they couldn't sell us 2 Merman figures, so.
I know, right?
Gotta make the money.
I would buy 2 anyway, so it really doesnn't matter. It's like, they're going to get.
Michael, you would buy 2, so you can display them both ways.
Yeah, Namor. Yeah, they still haven't got Merman right. He's too skinny. Yeah, I think it's that Revelation buck that is slimming him down quite a bit. And I guess he would look weird if he was in the oversized Beastman buck, right?
Yeah, that would be a little
be a little much.
It's like Merman on roids, right?
Yeah.
He's been working out.
All right, let's move on to Grizzlor now. How are you feeling about this Grizzlor?
I was kind of disappointed because I love Grizzlor. He's one of my favorite characters. He's actually sitting right here on my other monitor, and I love to play with his furry hair on his head. And that's part of what makes a Grizzlor figure, and the fact that they went the other way and did like the plastic head, sort of like the Club Grayskull version of him, and gave him just like a furry overcoat, basically like a furry jacket. I feel like they sort of cut corners or cheesed out a little on him. They could have done so much more. And I do have the classics version as well, which is just as incredible as the Origins one, and he's all furry also. So it's kind of taking away a little bit of the fun of teasing Grizzlor's hair. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an interesting take. It's kind of like, I thought when I first saw this, it was a mashup between the Super 7 Grizzlor that came out in their Ultimates line, and also just the other Grizzlors that we've got. But I saw that the removable fur, and I was like, ooh, he comes with like a mink stole or something.
Exactly. That's what I got from it too. But then like his head, I don't know, with the way they did his hair, he looks a little bit like Planet of the Apes ish.
Yeah.
Looking, because like that slick back, like molded hair on him. I don't know. That's the vibe I'm getting from this
I think I think the figure looks great. I mean, again, like I like that they're doing different figures and just different imagining them. You're reimagining them because, again, how would you differentiate a MOTU Classics Grizzlor, the vintage Grizzlor, and this one?
Yeah, I mean, if you remember that really cool custom that we had found of this figure, it got me all excited for it. And so, I mean, it's not that this one isn't cool, but, just to me, like Grizzlor, part of it is his entire fur body.
Yes. Before we go any further, just wanted to give a huge shout out to Brennan Barnes, who just became another Toy Habits crew member. So thank you, Brennan, for the support. There is a lot of love for Grizzlor in the chat. Folks love the removable vest. Yeah, I mean, it gives them a different look. And if you're not into like playing and teasing the hair, then I think it's fine.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's just me, I guess.
But yeah, Mad at Arms is taking the fur and putting it on Fisto. Oh my god, I totally got this vibe too. That was Night Train was saying he looks like a rock star from the 70s, like a 70s band.
Yeah.
Awesome.
This one's hilarious. My buddy's custom. Grizzler looks like Michael J. Fox and Teen Wolf. He's gonna make a Letterman jacket for him. That's hilarious, and some shades. I want to see that, my buddy's customs, when you finish.
That is awesome. Planet of the Grizzlor. What's up, Black Phoenix? Oh, Pop Actor is also in the house. Me and my wallet are not talking. Big argument. Me buying over 10 Origins figures in the Point Dread. Yeah, I think we had discussed the dent in our wallet that yesterday brought us, and it was very shocking. So, all right, let's move on to Clawful, which he looks awesome. Like, I'm so thrilled with this figure.
So I love this version of Clawful, but I'm gonna give 2 tiny little nitpicks. This is just me. He has no eyeballs, and there were 3 figures yesterday that had no eyes. It was Faker, which I'm okay with because he's like a robot, Grizzlor, and Clawful. Now, to me, I love Clawful's little beady eyes and his like really bushy eyebrows, and the eyebrows were a little thin, and he had no pupils in his eyes. So just the two tiny little nitpicks, but besides that, I think he's incredible looking. So I might just end up, donning in a couple eyes.
Yeah, it actually doesn't look like it, Brennan. I don't think there are pupils in his eyes, and maybe when they were doing the photoshopping, maybe they took them out, or maybe they'll
maybe. Let's hope.
Yeah, right.
And what are your thoughts?
So on Clawful, yeah, I really like his armor. Yes, shirtless Grizzlor and will be shirtless.
I know, to go with the shirtless Joes of the
I love the extra armor that comes with him, and also just the extra chest armor, because I didn't really see or dig up any concept art for Clawful, and this is a new Eternia version. So I don't know where they got this one.
I mean, do you get like a little bit of like a blue crab like feel from that like back armor that comes up above? Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think it's great. Really good. Yeah, Jace Traber, they had to skimp on his eyebrows so they could budget for more Grizzlor's hair.
That's exactly right.
This is fun. But I like that they didn't give him just the regular like furry loincloth, and he's got some family jewel armor going on, so which is good.
Yeah, I think that looks great on him. I love all the added details. He's fantastic. I just need to add some eyes.
Yes, yeah. It's funny because I would never do that to any figure, even if
I know you wouldn't.
I know.
I know you wouldn't. I used to do that to my turtles when I was a kid. Like they had no eyes, the 80s like turtles, and I would draw them in there.
That's funny. I love the new extra back armor. Yeah, and I love the orange armor too. And yeah, definitely have that filmation feel. Actually, it's cool. He comes with a shield too, which you need a shield when you're doing battle. So
and also look at that. Clint says that he can hold his own hot tub as well.
He'll be in the hot tub, and it's funny. I told my dad the story of what we called the addicts the addicts tier of the Toy Habits hot tub, and he actually sent me a picture of me in the hot tub with my GI Joes, which I'll have to show at some point. Just not ready to show it today, so something to look forward to.
I've seen it. It's great.
All right. Next up is Ram Man, and this Ram Man, I think they did a fantastic job on. Actually, I really love the face sculpt on him.
Oh yeah, his face is incredible, and those alternate heads that they included with like exactly what I was predicting, the helmet on and the kind of like the open face one, but the added detail is incredible with like kind of that blue kind of colored armor on there, like with silver. I love that. That's really cool.
I think it's great. And then those 2 extra head sculpts give a nod. So Ram Man has a bunch of concept art. So he went through a bunch of iterations before he was actually produced as a figure in the 80s, but I love that they're kind of giving a nod to that concept art with those alternate head sculpts, and I'm glad that they didn't do like the what was it, the Jumping Jack Flash version where he looked like a dwarf or like somebody had
I was like, I so didn't want to see that. This is great. I think they did a fantastic job. And actually, someone pointed out that if you notice his knees, you don't see the knee articulation joint on it, and it looks like he's got like little rubberized sleeves, like the green pants, like slipped over it, and it's like, you know, his articulation joint's underneath it, which is really cool, right? Because that doesn't break up the sculpt, and it still continues that his ribbed pants or whatever you want to call them.
That's funny. Chris Allen, I hope the wrists don't look like this in the final figure. My guess is maybe they didn't push his hand in too far in that one. So yeah, but they do look. I wonder also too. He's facing forward. His fist is the first thing in the picture, so maybe it also appears larger too. So it just kind of looks oversized.
Yeah,
but his blue armor looks really neat.
I love that. And then of course they did the thing to stow the armor in the back, or the axe in the back, just like did on a Too Bad, which is cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like that. Yeah, it's like the one thing I like about the G.I. Joe Classified series is like most of the weapons you can stow on the figure, and so I like that they're doing that too. Yeah, that extra armor looks great too.
It like reduces all the little multiple accessory bins that we have, right?
Yes, exactly. Would he be able to work like the Origins one to spring up or not? No, I don't know. They're not going to do that for Masterverse. So yeah, there's really nowhere you can put him. You can put his
I know, right? What do you think about his stature? Because I know that's one thing that they were talking about. You know, like Jay from Geek Dad Life, when he originally saw it, said he looks kind of smaller. I think his proportions are okay.
Yeah.
Maybe his midsection's a little thinner than like sort of we're used to, but maybe we're just used to like the big chunky classics version. But I think they did a good job. It's nicely balanced. I'm happy with it.
I think so too. Yeah, the classics version was like a little maybe too large, but I mean they poured a lot of plastic in that one. But
that was a big boy.
Yeah, a big boy. Negative site question: is the large release and pre-order select normal? I would say last year they spread the releases over 5 days instead of dropping them all on one day. I think we were talking about this yesterday. I actually preferred them to do this all on one day, so we're not doing this every single day. You know, don't get me wrong, but we have day jobs, so it was actually a little easier to get through.
It was painful, but I said it was like ripping off a Band-Aid. At least we just got it all done at once.
Yeah. So, all right. All right. So let's move on to the rest of the Masterverse figures. And so this was another one of our leaks from our mega trusted source. And again, you know, we didn't have official images, but we kind of knew what the wave lineup would be. And so let's kick it off with Clamp Champ. And this was a figure that Jay from Geek Dad Life saw in person, wasn't able to take a picture, but like imagine just like going into this room and just seeing all this stuff, right? It's like we kind of get to see what it felt like to view these.
I think this version of Clamp Champ is fantastic. Is it exactly as I pictured he would be? For some reason, like they got it spot on. Again, this is Revelation's version of Clamp Champ, and I'm hoping his clamp is you know, sturdy enough to actually hold one of the Masterverse figures instead of just like flopping open and dropping it.
Yes. Yeah. I really dig the face sculpt on here. I think they did a fantastic job. This clamp looks amazing too.
Oh, I know. And I wonder if it's going to have any kind of little spring action to actually like flop open, right?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
Love this Clamp Champ. Yeah, Monsters from Beyond. Our poor wallets are, they're going to be hurting when all these pre-orders come in. And also if you collect multiple lines, like there's also chances that all these other pre-orders are going to be coming in all at the same time. So we're going to have to pay a hefty bill come September or you know, all throughout the year.
Yep. That's for sure. But and it's funny. I noticed because there were several different retailers that were putting up the pre-orders yesterday that they had slightly scattered release dates. Amazon actually showed some earlier ones, and then I think EE was sort of in the middle, and like maybe VVTS was like bring up the rear. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see when they come out.
Yeah, it's always a crapshoot who comes out with what first.
Exactly.
And then you get into the situation where it's like you've pre-ordered from so many places you forget, and then you have 10 clamp champs show up at your door. Yay.
That's what I did. I might have 3. So did you guys order from multiple locations, or are you guys kind of sticking to one? Let's hear what you have to say in the chat.
I'm sticking to one. I'm sticking to Entertainment Earth. Like that's the only
I know,
one.
because you forget, and then you're like, I have like 4 of these guys. Hold on, we gotta see Clint's hilarious comment here. Clamp Chan is in charge of pulling the hot tub's drain. Definitely a hot tub.
Yeah, we gotta figure out who's cleaning the water in the hot tub.
Yeah, I think the last person to join in will have to be the one to clean the water.
Uh-oh, I guess that's Brandon.
Totally kidding.
I'm not. All right, moving on to Faker. Really love what they did here. It was very I think this head sculpt for me is amazing. Like they should have made like a normal He-Man head sculpt like this too.
Yeah, I think the head sculpt is fantastic. I don't mind the no pupils on this one. It's fine. I did have a question though. Does it look like the hair is like glued like slightly sideways?
Yeah,
like someone put his wig on a little crooked. But besides that, it looks great.
They did that with the new Eternia He-Man when they had that official image in that head sculpt, the hair was put on weird for the official shot, and I was like, what?
Yeah,
it's just so weird. Why? Like, how did that pass?
I don't know. There's no quality control there, people. Oh man, I want that Faker hair. Gonna paint it blonde, stick it on extra Skeletor, and call it Karen.
You're Karen.
Hilarious.
Skeletor's angry wife. Love it. Yeah, I love the pink armor, and also just the details that they're putting on the power sword. And if you check it out, you're getting that power sword with that extra plastic connecting it to the cross guard, which is that the first one in this line?
Yeah, that's a really cool detail. I love that they did that. They added some like battle damage kind of paint effects. And then if you look at the axe looks like it's kind of been like maybe welded back together. There's like a little piece missing out of it too.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to add a detail.
It is.
Then he's got the robotic, little cassette player or cassette tape. It's like tampoed or also sculpted on. It's not just a sticker, which is great.
Yes, Toy Hunters Hollow, which I had the pleasure of meeting in person. We actually live close to each other and met up at one of the toy shows that was local. Just by chance, we just kind of ran into each other. What is up, my friend? Yes, that Faker head is one of the best He-Man heads. Totally agree. Cowabunga dude. Yes, I do love that pink armor too. I like the color too. It's like a purpley pink kind of color.
Fuchsia or something like that. I always think back to like my Crayola box when I'm trying to figure out like certain colors.
We got Jay Straber dropping fire. That's Faker's boob box. Love it.
That's hilarious.
Mike, what's happening? I passed on this Faker. I may regret it later. There's no regrets. I don't think this one is probably going to sell out, and you'll probably find it cheaper. And so we're probably going to be the ones regretting it because we paid full price for it.
Exactly. So Faker does take his wardrobe tips from Prince Adam because they both apparently love pink.
Yes. All right, let's move on to Horde Apprentice Skeletor, and as Daniel. I'm going to quote Daniel on here, calls him Poncho Skeletor.
That's a good one. I like that.
But
I never thought of it that way.
great sculpt. It's another reuse of the first Revelation Skeletor, which I think it looks good in this particular mold.
Mm-hmm. I think he looks great. I love the black and red color scheme on him, and they did a much better job this time with his face sculpt than the original, Revelation Skeletor. Both with the color, the sculpting of it, and the shading in there. There's some incredible detail. So I really like it.
Yeah, he looks like he did in the Revelation series, and yeah, going back to figure that Page Boy is on point. I should probably grow a Page Boy out and just to try it out.
You should. So is the top of the Havoc staff made out of translucent red plastic? It kind of looks like it.
It looks like it, yeah. It has a really cool effect on that one.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, that Havoc staff sculpt is great. And yeah, it's like any flavor of Havoc staff is going to be good.
Yeah.
Oh, Brennan, that armor on Horde Skeletor looks like it's not fitting well. Yeah, it looks a little oversized in the shoulders, possibly, but I think it's good. I think I'm going to keep his soft goods cape on him. So yeah, it's poncho.
I'm going to call it a poncho from now on.
Poncho Via.
Poncho Via.
All right, so let's move on to Web Store. And it's funny, we came across Web Store's listing on Walmart before these particular figures were released, and we got to actually see the description, and we read that he came with a grappling hook gun. So, previous versions of Web Store had the grappling hook in his backpack. So actually, I love that they're doing things differently.
I really like that he has it on a grappling gun now, because that's pretty cool. I think you can probably pose them a little bit funner, have a little bit more fun with that. And I wonder if it actually pops out. Do you think it might be slightly spring loaded? That'd be kind of cool.
I don't know. There's no trigger mechanism to it, so I'm not.
There's something. I mean, it has a handle on the end.
Oh, you're right.
So I don't know if that actually does, pop it out or something.
I think
it wouldn't
so.
Be too
because why would it have a handle back there?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting to see. But I think he turned out incredible, and his face, all the way they painted his eyes and his, I guess, additional eyes on the top of his head, look great. His armor is incredible. Just he turned out wonderful. I really like it. Yeah,
Jace Traber. Web Store has a nightmarish head sculpt. He actually has a really frightening head sculpt. Brennan remind us that the gun, he had that gun in the Revelation series too. But interesting, they branded this one New Eternia. So I'm wondering if that's an error, or I would actually have loved to see a green Web Store that kind of looked like the concept art, because we know what he looks like in Revelation, which is this. And so I think it would have been neat to get a different version. Maybe they'll come out with that later.
But I think they nailed it on him. I have no complaints.
Yes. I used to call him Webster as a kid. Yes, everybody's poor wallet is hurting right now. Cowabunga dude, New Eternia are probably selling better. Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on the execution, but they've not done me wrong with the New Eternia figures so far. So I agree.
Yeah, I love the flexibility of the varying designs, because you can pull various armor parts and pieces off. So it's been great.
Yes. No Pig Boy or Rewrite. All right. Let's move on. We've been seeing a bunch of comments in the chat for Whiplash, and another amazing New Eternia figure. When Geek Dad Life did their live stream from Toy Fair Germany, they did show some of the concept art that this was from. So it's really cool. I love the torch.
Oh my god, I know, it's so cool. And you can take the flame effect off, so you can use it as a club.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. So it's dual fold, which is neat, because then he has that other kind of silvery axe. So he has a club and an axe, and he looks great holding both of those weapons as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the way they handled his teeth. So, you know, they kind of look like
Oh
they're
yeah.
actually protruding from something, and then he still has
Mhm.
that snaggle tooth too, so they had to retain
Yeah,
that one.
they got rid of the nose tooth, which is great.
Right. It's like,
I'm glad they finally corrected that. He went to a oral surgery and got that fixed.
yeah. My buddy's customs. I'm shocked with all these announcements. We didn't get a 40th anniversary. Skeletor also kind of disappointing. I really love the head sculpt and the buck. Who knows? You know, this is I think this is Mattel's opening salvo for the year. So we still have Mattel creations to think about. We still have, you know, other, oh, you're tempting.
He's coming to interrupt the stream. I can't do the voice. Where's Mega J when you need him to do
I know,
stuff?
right? You know what? I'm gonna have to get some. I'm gonna have to have him record some of those so we can just play them.
Oh, that would be so cool.
But yeah, this particular Whiplash looks awesome, and yeah, I love the just how oversized he is. So I'm assuming that he's gonna be in that oversized packaging.
Yeah, fantastic. And yeah, Fairness of Toys, they got me with the flame effect too. Every time. It's like I love that, you know. He's like carrying it looks like he's even lurking through like a cave or something where how he's like hunched over like that with the torch.
Yes, what is up, Chaz the Guru? If you have not followed Chaz the Guru on Instagram, do it now. Just do it. You will not be unhappy. He makes amazing toy memes and is also tries to dig around for toy news too. Yes, this Whiplash you need two to display each way. Yes, Chaz, I'm totally with you. I fall for this every time. I always tell myself, oh, I'll just change out the armor. And then I'm like, no, it's too much. So I just get two. So I guess the thing going forward is maybe not buying two right off the bat, buying one and then waiting for it to go on sale or something. So it's less of a hit.
Yep. I'm shocked that I'm seeing two bads like clogging the shelves now at my Targets.
Yeah.
Like I thought that would just fly off, and I guess they just supplied plenty of them, which is great. So if they can just do the same thing with Origins, like I would be happy because they have a really easy enough time getting the Masterverse figures out to retail.
Yeah, love this figure. Can't wait for Whiplash. Yeah, we'll circle back to Whiplash when we talk about all of the supposed exclusives together. So one that was a total surprise was the New Adventures Slush Head. So if you are not familiar with this figure, he did come out in the Masterverse, Masters of the Universe Classics line, and he's also in the New Adventures of He-Man cartoon. So really amazed how they kind of reimagined Slush Head here.
He has a huge buck, and that little like walker thing that you can put his head on. It's like it's so like Krang. You know, it's like Krang from TMNT, like walking around with a little brain, right?
Totally getting TMNT vibes here. But yeah, Chaz is right. Too Bad is going on clearance if anyone needs one. It's like a little bit more than a standard figure. I think it's $23 on Target. So
yeah, he's on sale right now.
Right now.
Go get him. Go get him. Or get a second
figure is ridiculous. It is kind of ridiculous, but I think it's cool. It's like his head can just walk around by himself on his weapon.
So you stay back there. I gotta go get something.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Freeze, yeah, he definitely has like, yeah, I guess he's drawing inspiration from a lot of other lines. Chaz, I never heard of the Slush Head, but I want to.
So Michael, what did I call him when the reveals came out? Because I didn't know this character either.
Oh geez,
I called him Slushy. Like, it's not like a Slurpee, like a Slushy from The Simpsons, right? 7-Eleven.
Yeah, it could be a new 7-Eleven flavor. I like that.
Exactly.
Brennan took care of my number one want with Prince Adam. New number one want Masterverse style 2000X Randor. Yes. Yeah, they need to do all of the Origins figures that they're making right now. They need to make Masterverse counterparts.
We don't have King Randor for Masterverse yet, so I need a Randy.
Yes,
with a sausage cape.
You need a Randy.
Randy.
Randy is Randy. All right.
Yes, he is.
Justin, it would be funny if he came in different colors, like a slushy look.
Oh my god, that would be so cool! Like different neon colors, like
Yeah.
Chase figures, right?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Another one that is in the new adventure style, which got released in the at the 40th anniversary press event, was New Adventure Skeletor. I think hands down, like this is a big upgrade from the Masters of the Universe Classics version.
I really love this figure, and I'm wondering, in that image where he's doing his little prance or whatever, do you think that's a
Like
wired?
ice skating.
Because they got his cape, like in that cool, like it's flying up pose there. So I wonder if there's a wire actually running through it, so you could do that. And if there is, that would be incredible.
Yeah, and if it's not, it's false advertising.
Exactly, because I want to pose it just like that. Hey, Baroness of Toys, paint it bright green with purple, blue accents, and I'll buy it. It really pops. Yes, it would be a 7-Eleven MOTU style.
So funny. Jace Traber, Skeletor doing aerobics with his leg warmers on. Yeah, it's funny. Like it looked to me like this. He was just like ice skating or something. He was just like.
So as Jace Traber put that comment up there, I just got that song in my head, like "Let's get physical."
Oh geez, that Olivia Newton-John.
He's like working out with his leg warmers. Now I'm never gonna unsee that.
Sassy Skeletor confirmed.
Nice.
Neil, what is happening? I love the Skelly version. Must twist Toy Guru's knots that he looks better than the classics. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the Masterverse figures, they are making some cool upgrades to the classics figures. I mean, you can't. It'd be weird to have the Masterverse line look exactly like classics.
Yeah, and there wouldn't be a reason to collect it then for some people, because they'd already have their figures. You got to make it different. And you got to make it special. So
yes. All right, let us move on to the Masterverse Origins line. And again, I think I lose track of when we make these things because just stuff is just coming out so fast and furious. But this wasn't too long ago. So we had confirmed that Wave 14 consisted of these figures, but we didn't have official images until yesterday. So let's start off with taking a look at Serpent Claw Man at Arms. Not sure how I feel about this figure. I like his attachment, but I wish they had some oversized armor to go along with it.
Yeah, I mean they just reused the armor from the Lords of Power Man at Arms and colored it all in silver. So they already have that. The rest of the pieces are all retooled or reused except for his serpent attachment and claw. I'm glad that it's like a separate piece that like goes over his arm, so it's not like he's got that permanently there, which is nice. He's fine. I mean, I have no complaints.
He's decent looking. He's cool to add to the line, and it's good to have another heroic warrior battling the Snake Man.
And I like that he has that like alternate teal color. I know it's like the other 2000X figure, but I really like that he's a different color Man at Arms, so you don't have that same like green and yellow one over and over and over again.
Yeah. And is this so? Does Mattel did they do this last year? Did they strip down the figures and just kind of show us all the accessories and just the buck of the figure? I feel like this is kind of a new presentation for them.
It's totally new. I think they're trying to I guess just showcase all of the parts that come with everything. So
yeah. Ian 2800 reminds me of a yoked out Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I find it funny. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, I know, right?
What is up, Master Versal Toy Hunter? Hello. All right. All right. So in addition to Serpent Claw Man at Arms, we are getting a Eternian Guard Infiltrator. So
there he is.
Yeah, I mean, cool figure. Yeah. All of his face is hidden behind that mask, which I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, it's exactly what you expected it to be. It's the reuse of the Eternian Palace Guard and with a new head sculpt. And of course, he gets his typical standard issue snake staff that all the other snake men get, and the halberd, which is a little bit, it's new, but it's a reuse accessory as well. So this is Mattel getting their money's worth. He's still cool, and I still ordered 2 of them because, of course, I did, because I'm one of the gullible, consumers that Mattel goes after. But I mean, he's fine. It'll look good in my Eternia display, wherever the heck I'm going to put that thing.
Yes,
that's a future me problem.
yeah, future everybody has an issue. Ostradamus Toys, what is up? Ostradamus Toys has an amazing YouTube channel as well, so go over and subscribe to his channel and check out his amazing live streams. One thing that's interesting is if you have the Eternian Guard, or if you have the Eternian Guard set, that the other, that 2-pack that came out, you can actually kind of lift the face mask up. So I actually want to see what they did with this, with the face sculpt.
Me too.
Yeah.
Because the other one is just basically it's Man-at-Arms without a mustache.
Yeah,
underneath, and they just put a little mouth guard on him.
Yeah. Miss Allison Troy, the Eternian Guard Infiltrator is cool. Wish they'd given us a full snake face like they did in classics, but I don't hate this. Yeah, I agree, or at least just make the mask come off. Like you could have easily just ported that into some plugs in the helmet.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see the snake face with the little fangs or something on there. Right.
Yes. All right, moving on to some proper snake men in the line. We finally get Squeeze.
And we actually got this as a leak from our friends at Canal dos Moneros last year, right? When we predicted and they told us snake men were coming to MOTU in 2023. We find all of them, and we finally get Squeeze. Now, on this photo of Squeeze, he looks a little darker than we normally see him, and I think it might just be this image because I've seen some other posted images where his color is a little bit more brighter green, but they nailed it on this one. He looks great. It's perfect.
Yeah, I think he looks great. It's actually be great to to see like Squeeze with articulated legs. Of course, he's got the big bendy hands. I mean, he looks really close to the vintage figure.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you squinted, you didn't notice a little articulation on the knees. It's like the same figure, right?
Yes, I can't wait to see Squeeze's package as well.
He's gonna be like, he's gonna be all like, hugging himself in that bubble.
Right. Yeah, it'll just be like stuffed in there. Yeah, I mean, I guess also too, like along with all of this stuff, we're gonna see all the card reveals and card art, and so we should see just
more teases.
All
card art comes more teases.
Yeah, more teases. The cycle starts all over again.
Yes, it does. And as a matter of fact, Brennan Barnes, that's a figure I don't have either as original MOTU vintage. I don't own him, so this is going to be my first Squeeze.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, me too. Actually, I was looking for a vintage Squeeze, and Monsters from Beyond. Please don't talk about Squeeze and his package in the same sentence. Yeah, somebody got that joke, so thank you out there. Thank you, Monsters from Beyond, for humoring me. Me and my 12-year-old brain here.
Oh man.
But yeah, he looks good. Yeah, this will be fun. Like you do a lot of cool photo shoots. I'm sure I'm
gonna have so much fun with this guy.
It's the main Squeeze. You're right.
Yeah, he is.
All right, another one that is probably another most wanted figure was probably Spikor. Spikor looks awesome.
He is basically, quintessential vintage Spikor brought into Origins line. His little trident extends in and out of his arm. They did not cheese out on that, which I'm super happy to. Oh no, it doesn't.
They did.
I totally take that back.
They did cheese
out because I did not see. You know what? We had so much going on MOTU Monday that I did not notice that image of him and his parts. And God, I take that back, Mattel. You did cheese out. I was hoping it was going to extend, and I'm like, well, how did they do that? And keep his hand. Okay.
Nope.
I take it all back. But he still looks incredible.
Yeah, he still
his spikes are on his torso, which is awesome. Right. That does not look like an added armor to you. What do you think?
Sorry, what was that?
His spikes, they look like they're actually on his torso, and it's not like a piece of clamshell armor. Because it doesn't look like it's too oversized. The original one, yeah, he had his spikes on his actual torso. They weren't like like armor pieces.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, the Junkyard Dog Masters of the WWE Universe figure kind of those figures reused the classics molds, which looked way bigger, and so I'm glad that they're kind of just making brand new armor.
I love that. I love that they corrected that, and I'll let it slide about the extendable trident.
We won't talk about that.
They get a pass.
What is up, Payne's Toy Samples? Payne's Toy Samples is one of our Toy Habits crew members. What is up, my friend? Miss Allison Troy, he's exactly what I wanted for the trident. But I get why people are bummed. Yeah. I guess with all of these, we're not getting any action features. So it's hard to say.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's all right.
I still love it. He's still cool.
He is cool.
we needed something more purple, like in our display. So he's gonna look great. Yeah.
Yes. Jeffrey Mayfield, Spikor might be my favorite of the lot. He looks great. Yeah, he looks awesome. He's one of my favorite vintage figures too. So glad they
nailed his face.
Yes. Yeah. They nailed everything. Miss Troy would have been 100% unhappy if they reused the classics Junkyard Dog armor, that dark armor. It's too thick and slightly hideous. Yeah, it doesn't look good on the Masterverse, on the Masters of the Universe Origins bucks, because the classics bucks are way too big. So I'm glad that they're doing something different. Brennan asked, doesn't Dragon Blaster Skeletor have a water squirting feature? Yeah, we'll get to Dragon Blaster Skeletor. I don't know. So, the jury's out on that one. So we'll take a look at a little bit in more detail with the pictures. But Sea Urchin Spikor always gets right to the point.
Yes,
Giraffe, he is also one of our Toy Habits crew members. Very funny man. Very happy to have you in the crew. All right. Let's see. All right, so we're going to move on to let's move on to the deluxe figures. So these were also part of the leaks that I think we leaked something like every day for 4 or 5 days or something like that.
Yeah, we did. That one wiped us out too.
Confirming that Snakeface and Dragon Blaster Skeletor were coming to the line, along with mini comic Manny Faces, which we will get to as well. But we will start off with one of my favorite vintage figures. I think, and it might be of all time. I love Snakeface.
Yeah, he looks great. And again, this was an early Canal dos Rosmaneros call about coming to the line this year. They absolutely got that right. He looks really cool. I think the jury is out on any panels on his chest opening up to reveal snakes, because they did not show that here. But I think it's interesting how they added, I guess, maybe some snake attachments to the back of his head to simulate the ones that came out of his shoulders.
Yeah.
That was an interesting way of doing that. So I'm thinking that the answer is then no, that his chest does not open up. Because if it did, they probably would have done the shoulder snakes too.
Yeah, you're right. They also probably would have shown a picture too of them down.
Yeah, I was going to say that as well, because I know that the question's been kicked around.
But I don't know. I'm looking, and it does, like, there's little notches cut out, and maybe that's just where they just put that piece of plastic. I'm just maybe I'm just still holding out hope that they could come back.
Yeah, I know you are. But he looks great. I mean, they did an incredible job. Did you notice the overspray on the arms?
I did, yeah.
How it looks really good, and that's kind of rare for an Origins figure. They don't do a lot of that kind of graded paint applications on them, so they did a nice job.
Yeah, it looks a lot like the vintage figure, and kind of the different way that I'm just looking at the vintage figure on the wall. Yeah, there's a lot more gray in the arms, and yeah. But yeah, I think it looks great. All right.
Yep.
So, all right, moving on to the next figure. All right. So, Dragon Blaster Skeletor. Yeah. So, we've been seeing some comments just around, you know, people. So, Dragon Blaster looks like he's the old 80s spray feature, right? You could see the little hole in the dragon's mouth. Yes, I do see that. I still, with the way that they handled Snout Spout and just kind of giving him a backpack instead of, just his normal, place to put his water. It could very well be.
Yeah.
But
I was the up and down feature, but I was gonna say, if they didn't put the water spray feature in there, don't you think they would have included a blast effect for the mouth, and then the hole would have been bigger in the mouth to pop in the blast effect?
Yeah,
the fact that it's got a tiny little pinhole in his mouth, and I'm holding out hope that he actually does spray.
Yeah, I think so, because I'm looking at this area in his neck here, and you can kind of see like where you would depress,
like where it kind of you push it up and down, right?
Yeah. I really like this one, and this is another one that is very expensive on the secondary market. I actually don't have that one.
Gosh, yes.
So like
I had the opportunity to buy one, but I think he was missing the little green lock. And me being the completist I am, I didn't buy it. But now I won't have to, because that's like the hardest part. That little green lock gets lost, and then the chains are always broken or missing. So this is gonna be fantastic, and that's real metal chain, Michael. Can you believe that? It's not plastic. Cool. It's incredible. Awesome. What an added level of authenticity that adds to the figure.
Totally. Yeah, this is a different dragon that came with the Masters of the WWE Universe, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. So he had just a dragon that hooked onto his shoulders.
Armor.
So it wasn't integrated into any type of chest armor.
I have mine just hanging off my Castle Grayskull, but he falls off all the time.
Yeah, doubt that he has a spray feature. Cobra Khan didn't, but still has that style of mouth. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so we probably would have seen his water effect in this screenshot, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Who knows? But actually, that and maybe they're actually holding out, because if they're making this a deluxe figure, they would have to put in some extra stuff. I can't imagine just an oversized like backpack dragon being enough to make this a deluxe figure.
I agree. And then, like I said, there's no blast effect included with it, and you can't stick one in his mouth because the hole's too small. So I'm holding out hope that he can spray water.
I've seen pics of this Dragon Blaster Skeletor that shows a blast effects. I think if that was the image that was going around a couple weeks ago, I think that one was a fan-made concept of what we could get, because that also had the mega Masters of the Universe water effect from that Mega Construct set that was just blown up to look like it was in scale.
Yeah. So Baroness of Toys, one of our crew members, is absolutely right that one of the pics was close up, and you can see that it had a little tiny pinhole in it in the mouth for spraying. So that's why I'm saying I think I'm just hoping. I'm always the optimist that he can spray water.
Totally. Blaine McGovern, what is up, my friend? How are you?
Hey,
and glad you were here, and glad you made it. Let's see. Miss Allison makes a good point. We didn't get the full details on Snout Spout when they showed him off last year in March. It wasn't until he was on the way, and retailers had full pictures in the card that we saw Snout Spout's pack-in. So yeah, great point, Allison. And yeah, I mean, it's actually good that they're holding some stuff back, because then we have some things to talk about, speculate about, look forward to.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, the first time I ever saw Snout Spout doing his like water spraying action was when a collector, I think, got him from like Frankensons from Walmart. It took some photos, of Snout Spout in his car with like a little cup of water, and it was like the first time I actually saw that spray feature working on him. So you might actually totally be right, Allison. They could be holding back, and they're not going to show us that yet.
No. All right, moving on to mini comic Manny faces. Now, this is an interesting one because Carlos, aka Charlie 5.5 on Instagram, he runs that MOTU Origins and Masters of the WWE Universe Facebook group. He actually picked up a prototype of this Manny faces figure, and so that gave us a huge hint that he was coming to the line. And we also came across a listing, I think, on Amazon Mexico for this figure. And yeah, I mean, he came out like you would expect. He looks like Manny faces with just the mini comic heads. Really interesting, this, the bare hands on
I love that one hand that's kind of like way open like that. That's a new design. They haven't done that before, and because he can really do the monster like right, the growl. That helps him with his expression significantly. I think that looks great.
Yes, and Pop Actor, I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not, but yes, there is another Manny faces coming out, and he's joining the mini comic versions of these Manny faces. And yes, All Music fan, hello, my friend. Cool version of Manny. Yeah, I think he's great. I'm trying to think if I would have wanted just a different paint scheme on his.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that very question, Michael, because as you were saying it, it came to my head. What do you think about the paint color on here? Did they differentiate enough from the original Manny faces? I think they could have done him a little bit more different color tone so that we have two totally different figures. I think he's a little too close.
Yeah, I agree. Or just like, if they wanted to have like a faceplate pack in that you can just swap out, like that would have been.
I mean, I love the color tone of this one. I know the original Origins version is a much more kind of orangey, like I guess skin tone, if you want to call it that. So he looks great, but I mean they're very close. But yeah, I mean that would have been so cool with just like a pack in of different heads. But we already got that with the Masterverse one. So.
All right, Punk with Toys, what is happening? We were actually just chatting yesterday on Instagram. Punk with Toys also runs a YouTube channel, so go check out his channel as well. Yeah, definitely like this version of Toy Habits. And yes, good evening to you, sir. Miss Allison, I appreciate the new faces on this instead of just a full-on repaint. Yeah, I like that too. Yeah, the faces are neat, and yeah, the hands. I think somebody was making a comment that the hands kind of look like Grizzlor's hands from that figure. So
that is true. I love that. I think they look great.
The country gentleman, if his line is dying, they're doing it wrong.
If anything from what we saw the last 2 days tells you like fans are going through the roof, and I can't tell you numbers or where I'm getting my data. Sales were crazy. People reacted, very enthusiastically with all of the reveals. And if Mattel is taking a look at this, they would be crazy to be ending the line right now. I think we're like at the peak of fan enthusiasm right now for MOTU. So
totally. And if you haven't pre-ordered this one, he's actually still available on Amazon, so you can still pick him up.
Yeah, we have a link on our article if you need any of the links to any of these figures. We've got all of the links for the Masterverse and MOTU Origins on our 2 articles on the front page of toyhabits.com. So check it out. They're all laid out there, super easy to find everything, so you don't have to go hunting around.
Yeah, we're doing all the work for you, so you can sit back and relax and enjoy collecting. So that's what we're trying to bring to the community. All right. All right, next up, let's talk about the multi-packs and play sets. And again, this was part of our 4-day of leaks and reveals and confirmations that these things were actually coming to the line. So yeah, again, we didn't have official images, but let's talk about this Snake Man 4-pack, which I really don't know what to think about this particular 4-pack. And we actually did see some of these figures in the Eternia display, and I'm not going to name names, but some people were like, oh, these are just customs, or we're not getting these. I'm like, okay, come on, now it comes out. You can actually see the Cobra Khan-ish blue figure here. There's also just a variant of this red one, with just different paint apps and stuff.
Yeah, those are probably just more early prototype versions of it, but definitely I did see these in the Eternia display. They look incredible. Of course, they're Mattel's way of getting their money's worth of the very expensive new sculpts for all the Snake Men. So it's okay. Totally understand the reason for doing this. As you can see, that's a Camo Khan's hooded head there, and you've got Rattler's extended neck and Rattler's body and a bunch of camo Cobra Khan torso, Rattler's head, reused multiple times, but they look great. I love the new colors on the 2000X He-Man. I think he looks incredible, and he comes with a vac metal sword. Did you notice that?
Yep. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, Payne's toy samples, toy habits, crew member. I was really tempted on that set. Actually, were you tempted, and did you actually get it, or are you still thinking about it? So hit us up.
It's starting to sell out in places. Not to give anybody FOMO, but it is.
Yeah, I think it's. I believe it's sold out on Entertainment Earth, if I'm not incorrect, or if I'm thinking about.
I think you're right. I don't know. I think you're right. That and actually the which we'll talk about next, the Skeleton Troopers, Skeleton Warriors also sold out on E.
Yeah, don't sleep on that 4-pack. The price is great, $16 a figure. Articulated jaws on the snake grunts and amazing Slither. Yeah, so very cool. Very cool. Hylian Dread. This is my favorite. Only the blue one is from SDC. The others are new. Yeah, I think the like you do see like these.
Yeah.
Actually, the one in the picture here, I think up above the Eternia guard, it's got different claw.
If you hit control, you can zoom in on that. Right.
I don't want to.
Sorry, I'm gonna mess you up. Go ahead. Don't worry.
But,
I didn't say that.
Let's see, Allison. I love it and hate it. More Snake Men in different colors from this tooling is a win. For Talon is a win for us. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I ordered it, but yeah, I don't know if I'm actually going to keep this particular set. So, pre-order now and decide later.
I think they're cool, and they're going to look really cool wherever Eternia ends up.
Yes. All right. Cool. All right. So let's see. All right. Next up, we got Point Dread and the Talon Fighter. So this was seen in real life by Jay Geek Dad Life at German Toy Fair. This must have been just so cool to be like, wow, it's actually finally here.
I know, and it looks fantastic. I mean, the way that they redid that computer console on the inside to make it look sort of like the cardboard one, but it's plastic. And those are actual like little tampoed stickers or whatever. They look great. I think they knocked it out of the park with this one. The only thing I couldn't tell was, can you seat two figures on it? Because the inside, the seating looked a little odd to me. I didn't know if you can fit two figures in there.
That's a good question. I didn't put in pictures with the open canopy.
Yeah, no worries. I can pull that one up while we talk. But the detail on the rear of the Talon Fighter looks really great with like the little engines and everything, and the orange color with that little bit of red overspray on the top. That looks fantastic as well.
Yeah, I think so too. And yeah, it has that removable handle, which is neat.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Someone made the joke that you can fly it around the room when like no one's looking, because
everybody's looking. Let's see.
What do you guys think about this one in the chat? Did everyone order it? Are you guys getting it? I mean, this really is a must-have, and I'm sure a lot of you, if you do have the vintage one, most of your purchases are probably broken. You're probably missing the computer consoles on the inside. I mean, this thing is incredible. You can actually see inside the cockpit, which I'm really glad. Did Jay at Geek Dad Life mention that he thought that the cockpit was like enclosed and it wasn't cut out windows. I'm happy to see that it is cut out windows. Oh, actually, no, it's cut out windows, but there's a clear plastic over it.
Yeah.
Now that I'm looking at it close up.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm gonna share this on my screen real quick, so we can just take a look at. You guys take a look. So does it look like you can see two figures right in here? I mean, it's a little hard to tell with that thing in the middle. It looks like maybe just one. Yeah. Because I mean, they always kind of sat sort of funny anyway when you put, the two behind each other. It was a little odd. But look at that computer console. Like that looks incredible. It's all this molded detail. The stickers are great, but it still was reminiscent of the vintage one. They did a good job.
Yeah, they did.
I'll hand it back to you.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. All right. Next up, we have the Skeletor and Screech 2-pack. So yeah, very interesting looking Skeletor head sculpt. Allison, I think was DMing us on Instagram saying that the armor was kind of reminiscent of the box art too, which she's exactly right.
Yeah, and I know the jury was out on if the jaw was articulated, but I'm still saying it is. What do you think?
I don't
think
think so.
A day to digest it.
I don't think so. Like for them to do an articulated jaw for an Origins figure, I don't know.
Trapjaw has one.
So,
right.
I mean, I could be wrong. So there are folks saying the articulated jaw looks amazing. The paint job is on fire, and I love it. So yeah. All right, we got okay. So my opinion can be changed. Articulated jaw. Okay. All right.
I just was curious as to what the chat thought on that one because I know
that's great.
It was a question, right?
Yeah. Movable jaw. All right. But yeah, Screech. Yeah, that's actually great to get Screech in the line. Definitely don't need another Skeletor, although he looks cool with that paint app.
Yeah, I love that paint app. So now he looks different than the ones we have, and the new face sculpt looks great. This is a fantastic set.
Yes,
this is wonderful.
I agree. Mattel has no budget for an articulated jaw. We'll see. I
didn't spend a lot on this, right? It's all retooled stuff.
Yeah, I think it's the camera angle that makes it look like it's articulated. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right. Well, they didn't show the alternate head in the other shot, in the shot with all the accessories, so that's the reason.
Black Phoenix already has 7 Skeletors. Come on, you got it. You need 8 to be the lucky number.
You have to have an even number of Skeletors in your collection. It's a rule.
Yes, it is. Miss Allison, if they had given us another Skeletor, or if they had to give us another Skeletor, it's not Disco Skeletor or Movie Skeletor. This is acceptable. It's a good attitude, Allison.
And Baroness of Toys, one of our crew members, says that the head paint apps look like the vintage colors. I absolutely agree. I really do. They finally nailed it, like with the yellows and the red around the eyes and the green kind of, sort of sprayed in there. It looks great. I think they did a really good job with this paint up on his head.
Yes, and yeah, Roboto and Trapjaw do have articulated jaws, so yes, it is possible. So I will.
That'll be corrected. A bet that happens when it comes out. We'll see. We'll put a pin in it.
What's up, Alex Valdez? How are you? Okay. Neil, I need this set so bad, like bad. Okay, we'll pre-order it. So you're good. This stuff can't come out fast enough.
Yeah.
But all right, let's move on to the Skeleton Warriors, and really cool that these are glow in the dark.
These are amazing. They actually were revealed at San Diego Comic-Con, but they weren't revealed. They were in the display. There was about 4 of them coming out of the ground and doing all sorts of cool stuff. And I remember the day after the Eternia display was unveiled at San Diego Comic-Con, Pixel Dan had an interview with the head of marketing from Mattel for the MOTU group, and he did confirm that they were coming out, and did say they were going to be glow in the dark. So I'm happy that they're actually here. They look amazing, and this is a fan channel exclusive. So BBTS and EE are the sites that are getting it. I'm sure there's probably other fan channel sites, but it's not a mainline retail release. So get them while you can, because he's already selling out on EE.
Oh yeah,
wow.
Definitely. And like this is a classic army builder pack. So Monsters from Beyond did it right. You got 4 of them. Mad at Arms got 2. Yeah, Toy Fanatic Skeleton Warriors are definitely a must-have. What is up, Thanos Copters? I think these being an online exclusive is a bad move by Mattel. I don't know. I can never find anything at my local store, so I'm fine with buying stuff online.
Yeah. And you know that you'll get it. You don't have to waste gas and time hunting for it. So I think it's great. And did you buy multiple sets of this, Michael? I bought 2.
I just bought 1. I'm not into army building anymore, and I've already gone down that road with the G.I. Joe 3 3/4 inch figures from like the early 2000s. I had amassed like armies of stuff, and I was like, what am I doing? But I can appreciate the army building for sure.
I needed at least 2 sets. Like they're gonna look cool outside, you know, Eternia or Grayskull displays. So Oz got 2 as well. That's great.
Yeah, there's a lot of people are buying multiple sets of these. So yeah, definitely really cool figures. Definitely, it's a very interesting body sculpt too.
Well, I think, you know, and it's neat because since it's, you know, the modular body sculpt, you can pull parts out of it and stuff, and then make it look like he's coming out of the ground because it's just his torso.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and you'll probably be able to plug him into the dungeon area of Snake Mountain when he comes out, right? Because you can plug fingers into their torso that way.
Yeah, there's a lot of people have got a lot of these packs.
Wow. That's why you sold out so quickly on EE. Fright Zone bought them all.
I think you might have missed a couple zeros, maybe 80 or 80.
Yeah, I know.
Right now.
Oh my God, there's so many of those were sold.
Drew Daly asked, do you see them reusing the molds for anything else in MOTU Origins? No idea. I'm sure they'll find. They might find a way to do it. Maybe they'll have a Skeleton Warrior pack 2.0. Who knows?
Yeah.
So,
but I love that they glow in the dark. I mean, they look cool.
Yes, definitely. Justin Mohan, do skeletons really need boots? I would say yes, they do. They need boots. I mean, how are you going to walk on the rocks and like, you know, not hurt your feet? I don't know. But all right, moving on to the Rulers of the Sun 3-pack. It's Kikto, and Zatman, who were unproduced figures in that particular line. So these were never made for the Rulers of the Sun line. And we have Holographo, which was actually released in the line. So it's kind of two concept figures in one figure that was released. So
I love Holographo's head sculpt. That looks great. But every time I look at him, it looks like he's wearing a giant pepperoni pizza on his chest.
Yes.
I can't like unsee that. But he's cool. I got this pack.
Yeah, it's interesting that they're making another Rulers of the Sun 3-pack, because I think there's still like 15 or 20 sitting at my Target.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll buy it, but I'll probably wait till it goes on sale.
Yeah.
I say that now, and then you know I'm not. Oh, I'll probably jump on it.
Yeah, I mean the current Rulers of the Sun 3-pack is half off right now. So if anybody has been waiting on that, now's your chance to get it. So you can find it on Target or through our site. Pepperoni Pizza Holograph.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, but I think these are the more interesting of the Rulers of the Sun figures, in my opinion. They just look really unique, especially Zatman, just with the armor and just his. I don't know. It kind of gives me that Psych Out vibes with the like radar dishes on his. I
always see, like, you know, those little toppers that you spin when you're a kid that he's wearing on his wrists.
Yeah, exactly. We got Hollow Pizza Man. I don't know. Rulers of the Sun. Yeah, I know, right? It's like dinner time on the West Coast. The Rulers of the Sun figures are always, they're hit and miss for folks. So, yeah.
But what's funny is that all the rest of them have reused the head and multiple figures, except for Holographo. That's a brand new head, which is cool. And I wish that they had used that on more of the other figures, because it's very interesting, because it's the only one that has a beard.
Yeah.
We've seen, Kikto's head a bunch of times. That's, Space Sumo's head. And yeah, it's been used all over. And of course the other one as well. So it's cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like that. Yeah. I agree with the Smetty 45. I think these will sell better because that original Rulers of the Sun 3-pack came with two, like maybe 1 3/4 repaints, with Sun Man getting his new head sculpt. But...
yeah, I'm sure they will go on sale as soon as they hit the shelf, but you know me, I'll be searching for it.
Yes. All right. And finally we get to Mossman. And, I thought that we would stop hearing about Mossman once Mossman came out, but
nope.
We keep
hearing. He hasn't actually come out yet, right?
Which is, yeah, you're right. You're right.
I think this is the one that was talked about the most, and everyone was wondering where the heck he is. And that's something we're going to go to in our next segment. But he looks incredible. Now, I don't know if you noticed, Michael, but they changed his face sculpt, or at least the paint, a little bit, because in the one that they showed during the presser event, his mouth was painted in all the way, so it looked like he was smiling. And here he's got like the teeth that's more akin to the original Beastman. So you can see the black in the middle.
Yeah, Cowabunga dude. Definitely noticed. Glad they changed the head. Yeah, he looks great. I'm not sure how I feel about the unflocked, mean bearing teeth.
Yeah, I'm not. That's gonna go in the accessory bin. Right. I mean, why do you think, why didn't they bother flocking it? That was kind of a miss on Mattel's part.
I don't know. Maybe it was just too different and just didn't go along with the figure. I don't know. Yeah, I think it was a miss too.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see some of the comments in the chat. Masters of the Universe discussions. I wish they would have flocked the beard on the additional head sculpt. Yes, I think that would have been great.
Yeah.
Oh geez, there's some funny. The chats are coming in, and I'm trying to show something, and they move. But after Revelations, he needs to smell like birch pine. I like that.
So do you think smell? Did they say he was going to be piney?
I don't know.
They didn't say.
I don't know.
And if he's not, I have a very quick trick. If you do want your Mossman to smell piney, you can get some of that pine flavored Febreze and spray it inside a plastic bag, and then just zip them in there for a day, and then he'll get a piney smell.
Don't spray it directly on the figure.
No, don't spray it directly on your Mossman. Spray the inside of the bag, like a large Ziploc bag, and then just place him inside so he's getting the eminence, the odor of the pine, and then he will smell. I actually pined my vintage one that way, that he got his piney scent back, and it worked.
Nice. Oz is saying they made an homage to him because he had a big bushy beard for a while, and he shaved it, and I'm sure he's growing it back. So they're representing flocked and unflocked Oz. I like that.
There you go.
I like it.
Chris, he says he will smell like pine. Great.
Oh, all right.
I hope so.
Well, that's good.
I like this one. Cobweb says, if he smells like pine, I'm hanging him from my rear view mirror.
Yeah, there you go. Why not? Why? Yeah. Why just save air fresheners for hanging stuff from your rear view mirror? Why can't we just hang action figures, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah. So all right. So I think that wrapped up the Origins reveals. We're not going to go over Wave 13 because people have seen those, and we have them in hand, and a lot of people have them in hand. So, but we are going to talk about are the Elusive exclusives. So this is interesting. A lot of comments in the chat around where's Mossman, when is Mossman going to be released? Where's Whiplash? Like, where are all these figures? The only figure that is up for sale that is, I think, is an Amazon exclusive is this mini comic Manny Faces. So
exactly.
It's interesting because there's a website that we visit to try and dig up some dirt, and all of their listings for all these figures have pre-order except for these exclusive figures. And so I think this is just saying to us that it's confirming that these are going to be some sort of retail exclusive, and we can kind of share what we think, where they think they're going to be just based on past releases. Like, where do you think Whiplash is going to show up? Toy Sorceress.
Target for sure. Target. Too Bad was there. It's their oversized figure. He takes up that shelf display. Target's already got a spot for him on the shelf, and I think that's just going to go to Target. And then if he's there for a while, I don't think it's going to be exclusive the whole time, just like Beastman was for a couple months, and then Beastman started showing up on EE and BBTS and Amazon, but like a few months later, 4 months later, something when everyone already had them. But Target for sure.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. This is an interesting thing. Maybe Whiplash will be a Mattel Creations exclusive. Who knows? Maybe. Yeah, I mean, if Mattel is moving all of their inventory to online, like, I guess anything is possible to show up at Mattel Creations. But given that the past oversized figures have been Target exclusive, they're probably going to show up at Target.
Yep.
And that's, I think, the same with the New Adventure Skeletor and also the New Adventures Slushy Man.
Slushy.
Yeah, I mean, the New Adventures He-Man, Galactic Protector He-Man was a Target exclusive, and I'm sure that they're going to just follow that lead and just have those New Adventures figures be Target exclusives as well. When they're going to go up for sale, who knows?
Yeah, that's yet to be seen. But I think because they're going to be at Target, they're going to be pretty easy to get. Maybe, the first couple weeks they'll be a little sparse, and then after that it'll be the floodgates open, and we'll be able to get those. So I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I think just given the pack out. Oh yeah, it does say Deluxe Slush Head on there. So yeah, I was gonna think, that's definitely a deluxe figure. Not sure if he's gonna be packed in that double wide box or not, or that's actually a lot of accessories, so he might be packed in that really wide box.
They got to justify his price point, which I'm sure will be, like $36.99 or something like that.
Yes, Legend Odin's son says, I see Slush Head being a Mattel Creations exclusive. Yeah, I think any of this stuff, I think except for Manny Faces, is up for grabs for Mattel. Moss Man, it's rumored to be a Walmart exclusive, and I think they announced that at that 40th anniversary press event too. So
they did, and that's what we're gonna dive into real quick, right?
Just one more thing to cover before we go into that is just the Rulers of the Sun 3-pack is probably going to end up at Target as well, just because that first Rulers of the Sun 3-pack hit. But yes, we can move on to what you dug up with Mossman.
Yes. So Mossman actually showed up on the Collector's Bay, and I want to thank one of our Toy Habits crew members for pointing this out to us yesterday. The Baroness of Toys actually alerted us that just based on a couple chats that were going on in a Facebook post, someone mentioned that Mossman was up for pre-order on this German toy site called the Collector's Bay. And I thought to myself, looking at this, obviously you can see he is a deluxe price point. But when it says the release date here, it just says expected to be released in 2023. That doesn't help us much, right? No. At least we know it's this year. But he is real. He is coming out for sure. Like, this gives us all hope because everyone's like freaking out, like, where is he? Where is he? So we know he's going up for sale in at least other market countries right now. And given that Mattel did mention that he is a Walmart exclusive, there was one Walmart listing that we dug up, and it was for a Deluxe Origins figure, right here for $21.97. And we're thinking that this mystery listing what could be Mossman. Now it is on our article on our website, so be sure to go in here and bookmark and save this listing to your list. We're hoping that this will turn into that Mossman exclusive listing. We don't know, but it's a hunch that we have because the other figures we found listings for. So we'll see. I mean, it could be the listing for Dragon Blaster Skeletor, perhaps, but more than likely it's probably Mossman, and I am super excited to be getting him. And you can see here that silly grin of the original release that came out at the presser event. So I'm actually glad that they this has that more vintagey classic look, especially like this right here looks like just like the vintage cross cell art. So I love that image.
He looks cool and great. Great job. Thank you, Baroness of Toys. And we try and dig up the dirt for y'all, because I think you were telling me earlier, like you were looking at what Mattel was posting on their Instagram page, and it was literally like they were posting stuff but really no information.
So as a matter of fact, we were all waiting with bated breath yesterday morning for Mattel to post something to give us some more information. And what do? They post, multiple images on one Facebook and Instagram post. First front image on that was Mossman, and I freaked out. I was like, oh my God, here it is. We're going to find out. And of course, as you read the information from Mattel, it's like, oh, our products are going up at all your favorite retailers, blah, blah, blah. It was so vague that the amount of comments asking where the heck Mossman was incredible. And yet they gave us zero insight. So we will be on the hunt. We're going to still be looking for him. But I'm smelling pine. Like we're getting close. Right? This is giving me some hope that he's close.
Yeah.
And thank you, Baroness, for pointing this out.
Yeah, I think it goes without saying, like, we try to look for these figures, day and night. So, you'll hopefully be the first ones to know when these go up for pre-order finally. Yes. But I think last year, during this time when Mattel had their 5 days of releases, they did put some stuff on pre-order, and they did hold some stuff back too. So
they absolutely did. They did. So that's what I'm thinking is the same thing. And if at the moment we find Mossman, because he's actually my favorite figure, I've been bugging Michael for him for the last, since you've known me. And he's finally going to come out. So believe me, you guys will all know the minute we find him.
Yes, there was one question in the chat from Solo619er. Duplico was supposed to be a Walmart exclusive, but showed up on Mattel Creation. So Duplico I think is still slotted to be a Walmart exclusive, and you have some dirt on that one.
I do have some dirt. So the first place that Duplico showed up, if we all remember, was our favorite store, Walmart. And it turns out that Duplico, if you remember, the card back for that is kind of interchanged with Hypno. So what happened was that they split the case shipment for Wave 12. I don't think that Mattel decided if either Duplico or Hypno were going to take that slot. And so the cross-sell has either one on the back of their packages. And Paul, I did speak to him directly, said that they were split in the case. He got half a case of Hypnos and half a case of Duplicos shipped together from Mattel. So that's very interesting. And I don't know. And he's not going to get any more because they are supposed to be going to Walmart. So we'll see. But everybody keep in mind, bookmark that we have an article, where to buy Duplico, where is he? On our site, the link for Walmart is there. So be sure to bookmark that, because he is showing up on the site, but he still says, like either out of stock or check availability. Yeah. So we're hoping he pops up in the system soon.
Yeah, and I think, there's been questions that I've seen come in the chat just around why is Duplico so expensive? I think just because of that early release that, that
the rarity.
Got him out. So anyway. Let's see. Lara Hi, Michael and Toy Sorceress. I'm a little late to the party, but made it. I'm road tripping in LA right now. Oh, right. And I think she actually is going to go to Frankenstein's this weekend. So it's great.
Yes,
Great to hear
Laura
from you.
said it in Disneyland and Frankenstein. So
Yeah.
you're going to have a blast shopping there. It was like
What a
so
great
much fun.
combination.
I know, right? What a weekend. Like, I'm jealous. But I just went to Frankenstein, but Disney's fun too.
Yeah. Helder, Santos. I'm worried about the scalpers getting Moss Man. I hate scalpers. They ruin it for collectors. Look what they did with Panther. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to say about that one. I don't think anybody likes that behavior, but who knows? Hopefully they'll make a lot of them and they'll be readily available. I don't know. I don't see stuff on Walmart.com selling out too much these days, but maybe it's just the types of figures that are going up for sale.
Yeah, certain ones actually are very frustratingly annoying when they do sell out because they like pop up in stock, then they say sell out, and a couple minutes later they'll pop up in stock again, and then you put it in your cart and then it's gone. So their system's kind of weird. And I only tell you that because I was trying to get the dang TMNT 12-inch Michelangelo forever that I kept bugging you about. And he got in and out of my cart a dozen times, and then my order got canceled on him 5 times, but I finally got it. But their system's wacky, I gotta say.
Yeah. Is there an Origins figure that you're looking most forward to?
Moss Man.
Yeah.
The most.
Probably could have guessed that one.
How about you?
What about Masterverse?
God, that's a good question. I really like Whiplash, and I'm actually Buzz Off is growing on me, so yeah. What were your favorites?
Definitely Whiplash for the Masterverse line, and I'm trying to think for the Origins line, probably Squeeze or Spikor. No, actually, no, sorry, Snakeface. It's like there's
you got that's your favorite figure of all time, right? Your favorite vintage MOTU figure.
He just looks so creepy and cool.
I know.
But
I love things that are furry and flocked, I think. I have an affinity to that.
Okay, so. I get it. Yeah, so I guess that Grizzlor was kind of a disappointment to you.
That's why, yeah, I still got this little guy sitting next to me. Yes, that's why I was disappointed.
Nice. All right. I think we're gonna wind down the stream. Wanted to thank everybody for popping on, and Toy Sorceress and I we actually have never talked about these particular releases together, and so it was actually great to talk about this with everyone here too. So I think this is our favorite time that we get to spend with all of you. And we love hearing all of your witty comments, the witty banter, and all the fire that you bring to the chat.
Yeah, it's been a fun stream with everybody. Excited to talk to the community about this, and thank you for your patience as I was getting over a head cold the last 2 days. So
yeah, I mean,
happy to be here finally. Feeling a little normal.
Yeah, I'm glad you're feeling better, and it's always hard to do this stuff when you're not feeling well. And plus with all of the releases and stuff, I'm actually glad because it just kind of gave us some time to like sit and think about it, and really have a nice conversation about these reveals with everyone. So it's all
definitely
good.
And I think we were able to give everyone a full picture of everything that's going on now that we had 2 days to reflect on it and figure out where some of these elusive exclusives are going to be.
Yes, the elusive exclusives. And so we will be back this coming Saturday at our regularly scheduled time at 3 p.m. Pacific time and 6 p.m. Eastern time with a special guest and a special topic. So we will make sure to get that scheduled and to set your notifications, and you can not miss out on our 3 p.m. live stream. And also for our Toy Habits crew members, we are definitely getting stuff set up and ready for y'all. So addicts, if you go into the community section, you'll see a special message in there for you. So thank you for your patience, and hope everybody has a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you again on Saturday.
Yeah, and sorry, we're setting stuff up for the rest of the team members for our junkies and fanatics as well. So So don't worry about it. We're getting everything ready for you guys. But okay, now roll the end footage.
We're out. All right. Have a good night, y'all.
Bye.